Alright boys, we got regular season basketball to react to. Also, there is a sponsor in this video. I did love this opening night because my NBA champion Boston Celtics pretty much wrapped it up by halftime, and Jayson Tatum's jump shot looks great. If you're a neutral fan or if you're a Knicks fan and you were hoping for a different result, yeah, I get it. And then we'll talk Lakers versus Wolves as well. So let's go to Celtics versus Knicks now. And I was ready to have a conversation about how the Celtics were choosing to guard the Knicks, which was, oh, Drew is on Cat pretty early on, Horford helping off of Josh Hart. How does that all balance out? Tatum and Horford were running an action, and it's like Cat has to be high up on the Tatum action, and then he ended up being the guy having to close out to Derek White in the corner. That's just a lot of movement for Cat. And then as for the other end with the Celtics, yep, defense continues to be awesome. Whether it's Jaylen Brown pressuring Jalen Brunson, having Drew on Cat makes any sort of Cat action switchable, or just random little double teams like Tatum and Cornet doubling Cat, and then he's trying to throw a pass to someone in the middle of the floor, but then Drew jumped the passing lane and he's going the other way. Yeah, the Celtics are great. As for the Knicks on offense, number one, I don't think we saw a whole lot of optimism with Mikal Bridges' jump shot today. I mean, yeah, he was 7 for 13, he made a mid-range and he eventually made 2 threes, but those misses looked rough, man, so that's something to monitor. All of Twitter's freaking out about it. I freaked out about it on my second channel like 3 days ago now. No idea if I'm trying to bring that channel back or if it was just a stupid idea I had at 2 in the morning. Although granted, that is pretty much the nature of that channel. Besides that, I did think the Knicks had some missed opportunities, where when Josh Hart was being guarded by Horford, it seemed like there was a run there where Deuce went crazy in this game, just contested jumpers, the whole thing. Few really nutty ones over Drew, but also like Brunson. Felt like when he was able to get downhill just versus Horford in a one-on-one with Horford dropping on the screen, thought there was some success there. Just felt like there could have been a little more of that, Josh Hart screening for Brunson or just getting more simple plays of just a talented player going downhill versus Al Horford. I mean, the first play of the game was Cat just dropping back on a screen, Tatum has daylight, or later on just making threes basically, whether it was, I remember the ones over M from the top of the key or the one in the corner, just like my goodness. So for all the Jayson Tatum offseason jump shot talk, the release in this one looked quicker, looked like one fluid motion. The arc also looked a little higher. I might be crazy on that one. And then hell, even when the Knicks were more aggressive on the Tatum screen actions, it would lead to someone getting an open shot, like Pritchard getting a wide open corner 3 when Cat was higher up on the Tatum screen. Whether it was Cat not getting there fast enough, which led to Deuce sticking around longer than he was really meant to, or a miscommunication, whatever, Pritchard's wide open for 3. Later on, like Derek White's cutting into the middle of the floor when there's a double team on Tatum, and then it's a bunch of swings, and eventually it's a Jaylen Brown 3. It was the Celtics doing all their best things on offense. And if there was one play I can think of that just kind of summed up trying to picture what it looks like with Cat guarding all of this space for the Celtics, it was a play where it resulted in a Derek White corner 3. I felt like the Wolves did not handle that the best. Of course, AD went crazy, and sometimes Anthony Davis just has these games where he looks like Superman, pretty much, whether it's the mid-range, post-ups, foul drawing, and then defensively just being everywhere. I was more so fixated on the Wolves in this game, partially because Randall's a new piece and how does the offense look. Also, you got basically embarrassed versus Dallas in round 3. You make a big trade. You're hoping to make the finals. I was hoping that you wouldn't just lay an egg versus the Lakers. And that's not to say that Horford's not good on defense. It's just with the Celtics team, where else you're going to go? It's Drew, it's Derek White, it's Jaylen, it's Tatum. Good defenders everywhere, switching and all of it. Besides that, Cat had 12 points on 9 shot attempts. That's not good enough. Before we talk Lakers versus Wolves, this video is sponsored by SeatGeek. To follow up from the last 2 times, no, I have still not been to a Patriots game this season. We did finally get Drake May, which is exciting, so perhaps I can see myself going to a Pats game. I can 100% see myself going to a Celtics game this season. Once again, SeatGeek code FUNKY10, 10% off. Well, you can find my link in the pinned comment of this video as well as the description. One more time, SeatGeek code FUNKY10, 10% off. NBA season's back. There are a lot of games happening. Okay, now on to Lakers versus Wolves. I was a bit disappointed in the Wolves in this game. Real quick on the Lakers, I thought it was interesting how it seemed like AD ended up switched or at least high on a lot of screen actions involving Ant. It also felt like the Lakers were picking their spots to be decently aggressive with help defense and clogging the paint against the Wolves. Okay, you made it a little interesting by the end there. You lost by like 8 points or whatever. The first half, especially, they were flat, man. We're talking some routine turnovers, like Mike Conley, by the way, making some of these. Like, you don't usually say that about Conley, but I mean, like, he had two. Like, one, a bounce pass to Naz Reid that was just kind of forced. One that was just like a lazy pass to Ant on the perimeter with Austin Reeves stealing it going the other way. At least I think it was Reeves. You know, Ant had a lazy one on an inbound that was supposed to go to Randall, just like a way too high of a pass. Rui got that one. Randall passed up a three and then just bulldozed into LeBron to force a charge. They finished with 15 turnovers, but I think they had I think it was like 10 in the first half, something like that. Then they ended up eventually closing the distance on the rebounding battle. But yeah, I mean, the Lakers had like 10 more shot attempts than the Wolves did. Anyway, how did Julius Randle look in the offense? Honestly, not that great. Okay, he finished with 16 on good efficiency, but watching the whole game,